12 weeks ago, when we started Communications Theory and Practice, otherwise known as hashtag CTPF15, our class hashtag, I had never even heard the words digitally literate before. But after learning the definition, I probably could have said I was digitally literate because I can easily work my computer and my iPhone, probably even in my sleep. In fact, I have done that before. With each passing week, I realized quickly in this class that I can use technology, but I'm only scratching the surface of what my devices can do. The ability to use technology and conform to everything new that is coming out is vital in this world where new technology is emerging every day. You can either let it eat you alive and be completely overwhelmed, or you can make the most of it and learn how to be digitally and technologically literate. One may ask themselves, what is digital literacy and why is it so important? Well, Cindy Self's most basic definition says, technological literacy, meaning computer skills and the ability to use computers and other technology to improve learning, productivity, and performance, has become as fundamental to a person's ability to navigate through society as traditional skills like reading, writing, and arithmetic. Well, I can use technology, and I most definitely learned how to use the computer and other technologies to better my education in school and just everyday life in general. Way back in August, when our class was presented with all the upcoming assignments we had planned for the semester, I was overwhelmed but excited too. I looked forward to using Twitter for class and starting my own blog. I thought I would have no problems coming up with ideas to write about, but I was so wrong. Yet, luckily, I quickly learned that there were apps and websites to help me in my ideas for writing. For example, Pocket. Since I was writing about college and I wanted my blog to be directed to college students, more specifically St. Joe students, I couldn't just Google college. When I would Google college, I got about 2 billion results. And of course, like most normal people, I didn't go past the first page. Located on the first page was just colleges that were around me. It was weird though because St. Joe's didn't come up. So then I Googled college articles, which had about 716 million results, and that was a little more helpful, but still not really what I wanted. Another positive of using Pocket was that I wasn't wasting my time looking through all the results that popped up on Google. Another helpful resource I used was on Twitter. I followed about every SJU Twitter account I could find, and from there started finding other Twitter accounts for college students. I would read articles and add the sites to my Pocket to save and read them for later. I now use Pocket almost every day for all different topics. Kevin Kelly writes in his article, Becoming Screen Literate, when technology shifts, it bends our culture. Once, long ago, culture revolved around the spoken word. The oral skills of memorization, recitation, and rhetoric instilled in societies a reverence for the past, the ambiguous, the ornate, and the subjective. In today's world, we are adapting to technology so much. There is such a difference in the way I communicate today than the way other generations before me communicated. Kelly says that we are becoming people of the screen, and this could not be more true. All day we stare at screens. For example, phone screens, computer screens, TV screens. We even order our food on screens. We as a culture have accepted the way the screen is overtaking our lives. It is hard to be present in a lot of social situations when you are staring at your phone. This past semester, I learned this the hard way through one of the most interesting, yet in my opinion, most annoying projects we did. I am glued to my cell phone. So much so, I think of it as a security blanket. In the beginning, I was really good about writing down every time I used my phone in my little red notebook. But then I got annoyed with writing it all down, so I just stopped using my phone as much and started using my computer. I also became so much more aware every time I was using my phone in social situations and during class. In Neil Postman's writing, Informing Ourselves to Death, he says, after all, anyone who has studied the history of technology knows that technological change is always a Faustian bargain. Technology giveth and technology taketh away, and not always in equal measure. A new technology sometimes creates more than it destroys. Sometimes it destroys more than it creates, but it is never one-sided. For some people who know how to use social media in the right way, it can be so beneficial to their lives. For others who are not as technologically literate, the internet and furthermore social medias can be harmful and hurtful. Because of this new spread of technology in our culture, bullying has become so much more prominent. If we teach kids at a younger age how to use social media and technology in the right ways and for the better, we can make them more technologically literate. We can make a difference if we devote ourselves to teaching people how to be technologically aware and literate. Postman also states, Another way of saying this is that a new technology tends to favor some groups of people and harms other groups. Nancy Bain wrote Personal Connections in the Digital Age. She said, when first faced with a new barrage of interpersonal communication media, people tend to react in one of two ways, both of which have long cultural histories. On the one hand, people express concern that our communication has become increasingly shallow. For many, the increased amount of mediated interaction seems to threaten the sanctity of our personal relationships. On the other, new media offer the promise of more opportunity for connection with more people, leading to stronger and more diverse relationships. Both perspectives reflect a sense that digital media are changing the nature of our social connections. When doing the phone diary, I was so aware of every time I used my phone. But the other side of this is the fact that my phone is my greatest resource and the easiest and fastest way to connect with so many people in my life. Henry Jenkins wrote about confronting the challenges of participatory culture. We as a community are a participatory culture. Jenkins said, before students can engage with a new participatory culture, they must be able to read and write. Youth must expand their requested competencies, not push aside old skills to make room for the new. He also says that the new literacies almost all involve social skills developed through collaboration and networking. These skills build on the foundation of traditional literacy, research skills, technical skills, and critical analysis skills taught in the classroom. As Cindy Self said in her definition about technological literacy, it is computer skills and the ability to use other technology to improve learning, productivity, and performance. For example, in October, I used my GoPro to make a video that I put on YouTube. Now, just a little over a month later, I have over 700 views. I have used 2 different technological resources to document a night, which also helped me to connect with people in real life because they have watched my video. This, I feel, was a real-life example of being digitally literate.